I'm Pablo Alsina, a beautiful live shot, and I really hope you enjoyed those 80-degree days because soon we'll be back up to 100 plus. NBC Palm Springs at 6 begins now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. March is Women's History Month. It's a time to celebrate the women who are leading, inspiring, and making a difference in their communities. It's tonight's top story. Tonight, we're introducing you to a local leader whose personal story helps drive her mission to feed thousands of families across the Coachella Valley. Our Alondra Campos tonight with more.
Inside the Find Food Bank warehouse, pallets of food are constantly moving, all part of a mission to help families across the Coachella Valley. Overseeing that work, President and CEO Debbie Espinosa.
There's been a lot of women, and I'm so thankful for them, that have broken the glass ceilings before me in order to be able to help me get into this position to do what I know I have the capability of doing. I love being able to speak on behalf of the people that are food insecure in order to be able to give them a voice.
As the chief operating officer of the largest hunger relief organization in the southeastern desert region of California, Debbie has led Find Food Bank for the past 8 years, but her passion for helping those in need came long before her role as CEO.
I was a single mom for over 12 years, raising my 2 daughters. And so being a single mom, a professional, raising 2 daughters that are now 21 and 23, I think that for me, the relatability to many of the people that suffer from food insecurity because they are in the exact same positions that I was in, trying to make ends meet on a single income.
A chapter of her life that she says shaped how she sees the families who turn to the food bank for help.
Taking those lived experiences and developing programs around those lived experiences and really being able to infuse mission into that space of the organization, I think adds that extra value for being able to empathize and understand with the people that are coming to us for support.
In the middle of leading a major organization and facing challenges head on, Debbie was also fighting a personal battle.
For a period of 18 months, I battled breast cancer while being in this CEO position and running our $12.5 million capital campaign to be able to build our expansion warehouse.
Balancing her health, her family, and her responsibilities as a CEO wasn't easy. But she says it reminded her why community support matters.
I think the learning lessons is the ability to be able to still understand what it means to be a strong woman in that space, but part of that strength is also being open to receiving people in the community to be able to help support you in that journey. And I think a lot of women in CEO roles, they think they have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it alone.
Today, she's one of the few women leading a food bank of this size in California. And during Women's History Month, she hopes her story can inspire others. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
And more local news tonight. This week, over a dozen teachers at Seaview Elementary in Salton City learned they'll be laid off at the end of this school year. That's according to the Coachella Valley Teachers Association, the union representing those local teachers who shared this photo to their Facebook page. The layoffs come after CVUSD announced 80 positions will be eliminated amid a fiscal crisis. Now, in a statement, the teachers union says layoffs like these impact morale, disrupt school communities, and most importantly, affect the students who rely on stable, caring adults every day. The Teachers Association is encouraging the community to attend CVUSD's next board meeting. It's this Thursday. We've reached out to the district for comment on these latest layoffs, but have yet to hear back.
Let's take a break from the headlines, get a check on tonight's forecast. We have live pictures right now from our Agua Caliente Casino camera high above right there in downtown Palm Springs. For the latest on the forecast, including details on triple-digit temperatures heading our way, we're going to turn things over to Pablo Alsina. Hey, Pablo.
Hey, Mark, and he was not kidding. Triple digits, as in more than 100 degrees. It's coming soon. I'll let you know in a bit. Currently 78 degrees, low humidity, no rain expected for the next 10 days at least. And if you go around, We're after 6 o'clock and it's still close to 80 degrees in Thousand Palms, 78 in Palm Springs, 78 in Indio. So that heat's lingering around and it's going to get even hotter. Absolutely no rain in the forecast. Kind of windy still in parts, but not much. No wind more than 20 miles an hour. And our 3-day comforter forecast, this is what Mark and I were mentioning on Wednesday. Enjoy the 80s because they will be gone quickly on Thursday, as high as 98. And then on Friday, triple digits, high of 100. And it's going to get even hotter next week. I'll let you know more details coming up.
Pablo, thank you. Well, the BNP Paribas Open brings in thousands of fans from around the Coachella Valley and all over the world. And it also welcomes new customers to some local businesses that set up at the tournament every year. Our Brett Rosen joins us live tonight. He's in Tennis Paradise with the details on how our local businesses are enjoying the boost. Hey, Brett.
Hey, Olivia, I'm here at the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens where local businesses here on the grounds tell me it's not just about selling product, but it's about investing in their own companies. Take a look. The BNP Paribas Open every year brings in hundreds of thousands of fans from all over the world. And with that comes opportunities for many local businesses in the Coachella Valley to get their names out there. The fans telling me they love seeing local businesses out on the grounds.
We were talking about it on the walk-in, that it's nice to see some local businesses out here and help support the local community because it's obviously bringing a bunch of people to the area.
In each stadium, there are restaurants for fans to eat in, but none as unique as Portavia, with a lookout over Stadium 1. Portavia has been on the grounds for the past 3 years. Restaurant officials say being at the BNP as a local business is key, especially when wanting to build up new clientele for their other locations.
It's been incredible because year over year being at the BNP has dramatically increased our traffic and momentum on El Paseo. We get to see clientele from around the Coachella Valley, people that are regulars at our restaurant on El Paseo, but we also get to meet a lot of new people, people that are traveling from all over the United States, from across the ocean.
But it's not just local restaurants who benefit from the tournament every year, but also pop-ups around the grounds like Coachella Valley Coffee. And with only a few locations around the valley, the owner, Cliff Young, says the BNP helps so much as they head into slow season.
BNP is about 35% of our yearly income in 16 days. And what that allows us to do is we do a lot of work with nonprofits, not just here in the valley, but El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras. That pays for everything.
Now, while each of the stadium are here to host some of the best and most talented tennis players from all over the world, here on the grounds, like I said, it's about hosting some of the best local businesses out here for great food and great drinks. Live here at the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens, I'm Brett Rose, and I'll send it back in studio to Mark and Olivia.
Certainly showed some delicious food right there.
Oh, yeah.
Looks really yummy. All right, coming up next tonight, we're going to tell you why some people around the world are turning to Bitcoin in times of crisis. We're going to hear from Crypto Fitz coming up.
And here's a quick look at your gold and silver prices. We have that plus some more headlines coming up after this break.
It's about to heat up.
Watch the BNP Paribas Open. All courts, all matches, live and full replays. Live now through March 15th on Tennis Channel and the Tennis Channel app.
committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. Many local families visit the Coachella Valley Public Cemetery to honor their loved ones. And now some new federal funding will help make those visits safer.
Our Antonio Marquez explains how the money will improve access for thousands of families all across the region.
That's right. This investment will not only better the streets of the cemetery, it will bring safety to those who visit. Congressman Raul Ruiz met with leaders from the Coachella Valley Public Cemetery District this morning to announce federal funding secured through the Community Project Funding Program.
The $1 million investment is an investment for the community because this Coachella Valley Cemetery is a sacred area where community gather to mourn their loved one, to spend time with each other.
Officials say many of the cemetery's roads are cracked and worn, making it harder, especially for seniors and families with children, to safely visit grave sites.
By investing in repairing the over 1.3 miles of roadway, it will eliminate the risk of potholes and cracks where people can fall, but also create a dignified area where people can come and enjoy their time in this cemetery.
The project is expected to cost about $1.2 million, with most of the funding secured by Congressman Ruiz.
This $1 million grant just basically paid for 70% of it. What that means for our community is that we don't have to take it all from our endowment, which is our savings account. So now that we can have this funding, we can continue with our project, make these roads brand new, make them very usable and very safe, which our community deserves. But more importantly, it minimizes us raising the costs to the people in our district who use our services.
Coachella Valley Public Cemetery District serves nearly 261,000 residents in the region. As of now, there's no set date when the repavement of the streets will happen. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
Thanks to Antonio for that. We're turning to some news across the region this evening. Authorities are investigating a reported hazmat situation over at Disneyland after an unknown odor was detected near the backstage area at Tomorrowland's Star Tours attraction. Officers responded to an unknown odor backstage around 12:30 this afternoon. According to Disneyland officials, building materials being used by a contractor caused a reaction in a backstage area. Several cast members were treated on site by paramedics and later released. 7 cast members who experienced dizziness and shortness of breath were taken to local hospitals. Disneyland officials said out of an abundance of caution, adjacent onstage areas were cleared of guests, but they are expected to reopen soon. Anaheim police say no guests have reported symptoms or have been affected so far.
In countries facing war, sanctions, and inflation, some consumers are moving their money out of struggling currencies and into cryptocurrency. Here's Crypto Fitz to explain.
The world is using Bitcoin to literally stay alive. Here's the data. In Iran, the rial has plummeted 90% since 2018, with inflation holding steady at a brutal 50%. For 15 million Iranians, Bitcoin isn't a trade. It's a savings account that the government can't print into oblivion. There's been a 700% spike in outflows to self-custody wallets. The fact is, when the internet goes dark and the banks freeze, the person with the private key is the only one who can still buy bread or a ticket out. In Ukraine, 4 years into the invasion, Ukraine has become the world's most tech-native war economy. Roughly 16% of the population now owns crypto. The government's Bitcoin war chest is estimated at over $5.6 billion, and they've processed over $100 million in crypto charity in 2026 alone. Bitcoin is the only asset that doesn't get seized at a border or lost in a bombed-out bank vault. In Russia, while the state uses the A7, A5 stablecoin to bypass sanctions for oil, the citizens are using it to escape a closed system. The Russian central bank just proposed letting banks offer crypto licenses. Citizens are using crypto to move their life savings into neutral assets as the ruble becomes a ghost of itself. Whether it's hyperinflation in Tehran, war in Kiev, or sanctions in Moscow, the story is the same. Bitcoin is the only money that doesn't require a government's permission to exist. It's not just a theory anymore. It's a global reality. I'm Jimmy Fitz for NBC Palm Springs.
Our thanks to Crypto Fits for that. We have live pictures tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Pablo Alsina is standing by. He's got your full 7-day forecast on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Happy Tuesday. I am Pablo Alcina. And look at this beautiful live shot from the Walter Clark cam. Hardly any clouds at all. You'll notice not much wind, but what you can't see is this upper level ridge of high pressure that's going to start coming in starting tomorrow, where we'll still be between 86 and 90 degrees. Very warm, but after that, it's going to shoot up. Currently, right now, we were just 1 degree above normal at 80 degrees, normally at 79. We will soon be 20 to 25 degrees hotter than normal, so enjoy these 80 degrees while they last. Definitely go outside today, get some exercise in because it's going to be very hot the next couple of days. Today, the high's just 83 in Palm Desert, 80 in Palm Springs, so very comfortable. Again, what we expect in March, 80-degree weather. The wind, though, in Whitewater, pretty windy, between 30 and 39 miles an hour. All the other areas, they're going to have winds less than 19 miles an hour and usually less than 10 miles an hour for the next couple of days. If you go out walking tonight, just gorgeous. 79 degrees at 6 p.m. At midnight, just 62 degrees, so not that cold. Great night to look at the stars. I always promote go outside and look at nature. Just beautiful outside. Low temperatures, again, not too cold. 55 in Indio, 58 in Palm Springs. But this is what I wanted to talk about. That high pressure ridge is going to bring so much heat. On Thursday, a high of 98 expected. On Friday, as close to 100 degrees as we're going to get. And by next Tuesday, possibly 105 degrees. I'm Pablo Alcina. Keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Some great matchups in tennis paradise today as we start to inch closer to the finals this weekend at the BNP Paribas Open. Our Tim O'Brien and Caitlin Kelly tracking everything from Indian Wells for us tonight. Hey, guys.
Yeah, just a picture-perfect day out here this afternoon. Sun starting to set, nice little breeze finally. You can't ask for a better temperature and climate than what we got.
Definitely, and you know, we heard Pablo talking about how it's only going to get hotter.
Yeah.
This sun wiped me out today. I don't know how they do it on the court. We saw Naomi Osaka and Arina Sabalenka playing in that heat earlier, and I was just sitting there, and I was hot.
Yeah, battle of two champs today, but it didn't seem that way. It was very one-sided, 6-4 or 6-2, 6-4 rather. Sabalenka wins in straight sets. I don't want to say made it look easy, but she's that much better, that more dominant. It was not close today.
Yeah, and in the post-game presser when we did hear from Arina, she says obviously it's been a long time since they played each other, 8 years to be exact, and in that time, Naomi Osaka has had a child. So, I mean, that was in 2023, so obviously a huge strain on the body, now a mother. So it makes sense to see Arina just being so dominant there, but tip of the cap to Naomi Osaka for just coming out and battling.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, we did hear from Osaka after the loss this afternoon, and maybe we can all learn a little something from it because the positivity and confidence certainly still there.
Definitely felt like playing her for the first time. I think, like, obviously I could watch her on TV or whatever, but in reality it's very different. I just have to take every day, like today obviously I didn't win, but I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun and I didn't hurt myself. So that's a W for me. And I'm lucky that I'm able to play in Miami. I'm going to be seated there. So
somebody that understands where they are and who they are, and everything is going to be okay now. Sabalenka will play the winner of the match going on right now, Mboko and Anisimova. Then you see on Stadium 1 right now across the way, Fonseca with an early lead over Yannick Sinner. So still a lot of tennis to be played tonight. Maybe a couple upsets in the card. Haven't really had a big one other than maybe the Andreeva last night, but it's been some really good tennis here this week.
It's just been incredible, and I definitely agree. The tip top of this leaderboard and the rankings, they are the ones that are really dominating this tournament, but that's what makes things so exciting because we may see some major upsets late in this tournament.
Well, we'll do it all again tomorrow as we continue on at the BNP Paribas Open this season at Tennis Paradise here in Indian Wells. For Caitlin Kelly, I'm Tim O'Brien. We'll send it back to you in studio.
Tim and Caitlin, thank you. And don't forget, the Tennis Channel has everything BNP Paribas Open for you throughout the rest of the tournament. You've got the channels there on your screen where you can catch all of their tennis coverage.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The group behind the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is bringing an electronic dance music festival to the Valley this fall. It's called Head Trip. It's an EDM fest. It's scheduled for October 10th and 11th over at the Empire Polo Grounds. Headliners include Calvin Harris on Saturday and Swedish House Mafia on Sunday. And other artists include Skrillex, Peggy Gou, DJ Harvey, and more. Tickets go on sale this Friday. That's March 13th.
Live Nation's antitrust battle with the federal government might be over. A source says the DOJ and Live Nation have reached a settlement days after beginning their trial. As of this afternoon, several of state attorneys general who are a part of this case did not sign on to the deal. The secret negotiations of the settlement prompting the federal judge on the case to scold attorneys on both sides. The trial is now on hold while work on a settlement continues. We'll be right back.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Before we go, a fun celebration here. A beloved woman celebrating her 100th birthday, surrounded by hundreds of family members and friends. That's Fern Zimmerman there, the middle child of 10 siblings from Illinois. Grew up on a farm, later raised 3 children with her husband. One of the highlights of the celebration was an event called Grace Through the Decades. Each of her 9 grandchildren chose a decade of her life and then created a poster board featuring photos and major events from that time period. Zimmerman says she feels nothing but happiness. Oh, I love that. It's such a sweet idea. I think we have to mirror that here in the Valley for some birthdays.
What inspiration, great posture. Congrats.
I know, she looks great.
Happy birthday to her. That's going to do it for us. We're back here for the news at 11, so please join us for that. Meantime, we're going to send things over to our Fred Rogan tonight. He's got the latest with the Rogan Report. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Mark. What do you think? One of the smartest business decisions in recent memory? Well, the higher-ups at the Girl Scouts did not agree. Hi there. Did you have a favorite teacher when you were in school? A lot of kids did. It was that teacher who seemed to care a little more and go the extra mile. Now your favorite teacher may be quitting. It's a pretty staggering wake-up call for our schools. A new survey shows nearly half of all California teachers are seriously considering walking away from the classroom. We're not just talking about burnout. These educators are citing the massive cost of living and a lack of support as the main reasons they feel they can't stay. Even more concerning, more than 80% of them wouldn't recommend the profession to others, which paints a really tough picture for the future of our kids' education. While the state has tried to help with some pay raises, clearly isn't keeping pace with the reality of living in California right now. If we don't find a way to make this job sustainable, we're looking at massive talent drains that will be felt for generations. Contributors tonight, Education and Sales Director Jerry Granata, Taxi Administrator Jill Marie Plaza. All right, Jerry, this is your level of expertise. What is really driving teachers to considering leaving? Workload, behavior issues, cost of living, or burnout?
Yeah, I think it's all of those things. Also, there's been talk. It's interesting. I have a relative who teaches in Riverside, and it was interesting to get her perspective. I mean, there's things like rumors swirling around that their pay could be based on merit. So, how would you like a 15-year-old and their parents determining how, what your salary is based on? So it's really scary. And the cost of living is so high, and their pay is not keeping up with that. Jill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jerry, you're absolutely right. My job prior to coming here was with the school district, and the challenges that districts face trying to fund teachers and make sure they have what they need in the classroom, it's just completely a daunting task. I think we absolutely need more support for our teachers. We need parents to be even more supportive than they are for what's happening in the classroom by volunteering, by giving time. Our teachers need the support, and if they don't have it, if they don't have a passion for it, they're not going to have a vested interest in staying in it.
Jill, you think California should focus more on class size and support staff instead of just salaries?
Well, California has the highest student attendance rate of any classrooms in the union. So they're at around an average of 25, whereas most states are around 20 to 24. So if they can get those class sizes down a little bit, I think that would give the students a little more attention, and it might help the teachers not feel as burnt out. Jill?
Yeah, I completely agree. Class size does need to be mitigated. Definitely need more support. I think part of the challenge, too, is we need a little more hands-off of education from a political level so teachers can do what teachers love to do, and that's to teach and not have to just read from a book.
All right, it doesn't matter if you have a Ring camera or other surveillance cameras. Porch piracy is on the rise. Look at this. Happened to viewer Dean in the gated community of Rio del Sol in Cathedral City. Dean reached out to and sent this to the police, but we want to know if you've seen this person or know who he is. See, he cases the package, then goes back, grabs it all, and he does it all in broad daylight. It's happening more and more often, so always be on the lookout. If you have any information that could help Dean, email us here at thedesertdean@gmail.com. All right, good stuff now. What do I mean by good stuff? Tequila, whiskey, or wine? You know, your brain is basically a mixologist that starts shaking up your personality before you even hit the bar. New research shows that just thinking about a drink flips a mental switch. Tequila makes you feel like a powerful lone wolf. Wine turns you into a total communal team player. You don't even need to take a sip. The mere idea of a happy hour sends your brain into a full-on performance based on what you picture in the glass. So if you're suddenly feeling sophisticated or indestructible tonight, don't thank the bartender. Thank your brain for the free personality upgrade. If just thinking about tequila changes your mindset, does that explain why people start making questionable plans before the first one, Jill?
No, I don't think so. I was reading that article and I'm like, it just evoked the same feelings as music does. When you get that favorite song, the emotion that it generates inside you. I think when you choose a drink, whether it's whiskey or tequila or wine, it invokes that same sense of relaxation or energy or celebration. It's a visceral thing within yourself. Jerry?
Yeah, it was interesting when this topic came up because I am the former owner of a nightclub in South Florida. So it was really interesting to read about this and see the perspective. And, you know, I think that people do kind of act a certain way when I've seen it firsthand, when drinks come out or people start talking about it when they came out to the bar, there was a certain amount of influence and perspective that they had about certain things.
So are certain drinks basically personality types? Example, wine being the relaxed dinner friend, whiskey being the deep conversation at midnight friend, Jerry?
I don't know. I think a lot of this could be cultural too, because, you know, I've seen a lot of the old rockers, you know, the Rolling Stones and people like that having wine sitting around the table. And then also remember, we're in the area of the Wild West. So the real ruffians were drinking whiskey. So, you know, they weren't sitting around the table having a nice midnight discussion.
Jill?
Yeah, I agree with him. I think though part of it too is what you want that beverage to serve. So if you're drinking a wine, you know, I don't drink, so every once in a while I'll want wine, and it just is basically to just unwind and relax by. It's one of those, you know, kick up your feet, have a nice bath, a glass of wine, versus tequila with, oh my gosh, I'm just going down for the count right now.
All right, so you don't drink, Jill?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, how long's it been since you had a drink?
Gosh, graduation with my AA, so maybe 1982.
Okay, so you really do not drink. Jerry, you drink?
No.
I do. I drink socially. I do.
What do you drink?
A little bit of everything. Depends on, again, this is very interesting about the perspective. You know, if I'm feeling kind of mellow, I'll have some wine. If I'm ramping up a little bit, I'll have bourbon or some tequila. But, you know, I don't go too crazy with it.
All right, my idea for you, just mix them all together. Takes care of everything. However you're feeling, just throw them all in a glass and drink them. Howard needs some good neighbor help. He is looking for a recommendation or referral to an auto transport company. He's got a non-running 68 Ford Mustang that needs to be transported to his grandson from La Quinta to Woodland, California. Who's got suggestions from all of our good neighbors? So Laura in Rancho Mirage needs to find a metal fabricator to create two simple unfinished small angled stands approximately 4 by 7 each with one bend at 20 degrees. We want to make that exact. Cambria, Cathedral City, looking for small local authors to be part of a book talk at the library. And La Quinta, Lloyd needs some recommendations on where he can go to get some stellar prime rib. Back in Rancho Mirage, Patricia needs the name of the bus line that goes from the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area to Los Angeles.
If this show puts you to sleep, sweet dreams. If you're awake, tell us what you think. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Maybe controversial, but boy, did they rake in the cash. talk about a high-demand business model. A Girl Scout troop in New Jersey is in hot water with the big bosses for setting up their cookie booth right outside a weed dispensary. To me, it's marketing genius because they basically cornered the market on people with the world's most intense case of the munchies. While the girls were raking in record sales, the regional council shut it down, saying the Scouts can't sell in front of places they aren't legally old enough to enter. The girls have already found a loophole, though, by moving their table to the Wendy's parking lot next door, proving that even at 10 years old, they've mastered the art of the pivot. Jerry, these girls clearly identified a hungry target market and saw record sales. Should we be praising their business smarts or protecting the organization's wholesome image?
I first heard of this back in 2017 and 18, and my first thought was, this is absolute genius. I laughed and I thought, this is absolutely brilliant, whoever came up with this. And you know, the whole thing about not being able to sell in front of a place that they can't use, there is no age limit to getting a medical marijuana card with parental or guardian approval. So they can go in if they have parental approval. Jill?
I agree, Jerry. You know, and the interesting thing is, as a society, we say, oh, it's okay to smoke cannabis. Oh, it's okay to box. Oh, it's okay to wrestle. But then we say to our kids, don't stand in front of a store that sells cannabis. Don't hit one another. It's like we have these oxymorons, these catch-22s in society, and the children are caught in the middle, I think. So I congratulate them for their thinking outside of the box and just going where the market says it is. No harm was done to them, and it benefited society by providing a service, a product that was needed.
You know, it was absolutely brilliant. If you're going to open a business, you want to be in the right location. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, from what I understand, people would then go and buy the Girl Scout cookies and not even go into the cannabis place. Apparently they had enough weed. Now they had to satisfy their hunger. So they would show up at the Girl Scout place and not even buy weed that day. I thought it was brilliant, just brilliant. And you know, it's like anything. We don't believe in that. Okay, I get it. And the Girl Scouts have their rules. They do, but times are different now. Things have changed. And I salute the girls for being really smart and ingenious in what they did.
And Fred, you know, one last thing.
Ahead,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You know, if we as adults and society don't teach our children how to function in different environments, we're doing them a disservice. So again, another kudos for learning how to adapt to a unique situation.
Well said. The vote count case in Riverside is confusing and highlights another instance of the political divide we're seeing all around. But what is the case really about? Walter Clark joins us now. Hi, Walter. Welcome to the program. Our dilemma tonight. What are the vote count problems the sheriff wants to investigate?
Brett, I don't think there are any problems. And the issue that you reported regarding the disparity in the ballots cast versus the ballots counted is only 0.1%. That's way lower than the standard, which is 2%. And our registrar of voters has pointed out to the right-wing group urging this investigation that they're not counting the full picture. And that involves signature verification, conditional ballots, provisional ballots, confidential ballots. There's a whole lot more to it. So it's not simply a matter of counting ballots that have been delivered and those that are actually counted. But I think because of Prop 50, the right-wing group is looking for any reason to set aside the result. Every time they lose, it's rigged, you know? So that's what happens.
All right, so it seems to be a county-wide trend. Are you suggesting, or maybe you're not, there is any factual basis to these allegations?
Oh, it's just the opposite. And here's what I see happening. If you look at the Brennan report that goes back to looking at the repeated false claims coming out of the 2016, the 2018, the 2020 elections, they're all baseless. So the irony, I believe, is that the evidence of intentional misconduct regarding elections is always related to the party that is accusing others of doing it. And here's an example. The same day you referred to that Desert Sun article about the investigation of the Riverside County Registrar, there's an article about a conviction of a county clerk in her name Peters in Colorado. She was copying computer records and posting passwords on a conservative website and she was convicted of several felonies. She was doing something terrible. And there's so many other examples. If you go back to Trump's fake electors, the January 6 people, the Mike the Pillow Man who just had a verdict rendered against him for fabricating evidence and creating defamation. I mean, it's no surprise to me that now President Trump is talking about cutting off funds to Colorado if Peters, the convicted conspirator of vote fraud, isn't released from prison. I mean, it's just apparent how messed up this is.
All right, so is the goal of the investigations and challenges to change the outcome of past elections, or is it something else?
Of course, they'd like to get the outcome of elections changed, but I think what's really happening is they're trying to destroy public confidence in the institution itself. At the same time, they say they're trying to restore public confidence. What they're doing by making all these false claims is having people feel cynical about the election system itself. Like your guest last night, Jamie, I think she said, oh, these politicians, and now I just don't know what I can believe. That's really the goal. And this is a common goal of autocrats in the sense that they want to undercut institutions that cause them to have boundaries. Look at the attacks on the media, you guys, the suits against various media outcomes, newspapers and others, along with the attack on the universities and the shaming of judges. I couldn't believe after that decision by the Supreme Court that the president said that the justice who had ruled against them, her family, should be ashamed of what happened. I mean, this is crazy, way out of bounds. So I think the whole thing is crazy, and I'm sick to see it happening. I think it's a standard operating procedure in terms of the way to undercut a democracy. And that's the subject of the book Nexus that I referred to, NEXUS, great book, explains communication in the political world from the Stone Age up until what we're dealing with now with AI. Fascinating stuff.
All right. Walter, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Delighted to be with you as always also, Brett. Thank you.
Who's ready to eat? Well, the shops of El Paseo taste is coming, and who's ready to eat? All right, men, thanks for coming in tonight. Really appreciate it.
A real pleasure.
Are you excited now? Taste of the Shops on El Paseo. This is something new, right?
No, they've done it before, I believe, last year.
So second year for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about what it is.
What it is that all the shops on El Paseo, and especially the restaurants, not all of them, but some of the main restaurants on El Paseo present their food certain days. It's going to be one day for each restaurant. Like for us, it's going to be Shorebird the 13th, and Mole is going to be on the 20th, Friday the 20th. We're going to present a special menu for that day only.
All right. Shorebird, Mole, been to both many times, love the places. When you say present a special menu, so what will Shorebird's be?
Shorebirds, we have a golden beet salad, rosemary marinated New York steak, and a banana Foster.
Okay, and that's just on the day you present, right?
Yes.
Okay, and for Mole, what will it be?
For Mole, we're going to have a open-faced lobster taco made with on top of a green corn tortilla, green corn from Oaxaca. And also we have the main dish is going to be a short rib, a beef short rib braised, slowly cooked with a lot of flavor. And we have a dulce, which is the dessert. It's going to be a sopapilla.
All right, have you found that when this event takes place, more people come and sample the restaurants?
Yes. Yeah, it's great. The Shops on El Paseo, they put this event together and it brings people. It's a good opportunity.
And do you find that some of the people that come and sample a restaurant come back another time?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so now here's the deal. Shorebird, Mole, right? And you guys are great. And I said we've been there many times, my family. If you could go to one other restaurant in El Paseo besides yours, and you can't say Mole because he's sitting here.
I was thinking.
You can't say Mole because he's sitting here. What would you try?
I would say Portavia.
Portavia.
Portavia has a good reputation.
You've not been?
No.
Oh, you gotta go.
I'll have to try.
You have to go to Portavia. Oh, it's great. Okay, now what would you do? You can't say Mole and you can't say Shorebird.
Shorebird.
What would you try?
I would go to Portavia. I already tried that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's really good. Really good, yes.
Yeah, and you know, if you look on El Paseo, the restaurants extend all the way down.
Yes.
You ever been to Le Fay, the wine bar?
Not yet.
Oh, you got to go to Le Fay. Le Fay is terrific. How about Venue Sushi across the street? Tried that?
Nope. You?
No, I haven't.
Kitchen 86, it's right by both of you.
Yes, we have.
I went there once.
Yeah?
Yeah, a while back. Where was I at work?
Obviously, you know we're on El Paseo eating all the time. Well, all right, give me the dates one more time for you.
The 13th?
The 13th is for Shorebird, and for Mole is on the 20th.
Okay, and do you know how long the whole thing lasts?
It's going to be from, it's going to be a week.
All right.
Well, actually, it's from last month. It started last month.
Yeah.
Around the 23rd of February. Some of the restaurants did their own menu. And it goes all the way to the 20th, which is the last day for Mole.
All right. Thanks for coming in. The food's great. If you've not tried Shorebird or Mole, take it from somebody who's been to both. Fantastic. You won't miss out. And if you go on the certain days, you're going to get the special menu. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
A real pleasure, Fred.
Okay, when we return, the Riddler checks in.
Hey guys, riddle me this. I was born in the stars, but I am the reason you stay on the ground. I was born in the stars, but I'm the reason you stay on the ground. What am I? Gravity.
Quick clarification tonight in our story about the environmental lawsuit halting for now the planned bridge over the wash at South Palm Canyon Drive near East Bogart Trail. We use videos of existing bridges in flood zones since there was no video of the planned bridge because it's not built yet. Apparently, it caused confusion, though we never said the images we were showing were of the planned bridge. CVAC contacted us and asked us to clarify this, so the bridge you see in that segment is not of the planned bridge. Hope that helps. That's right. A bridge traveled too far. We're going to keep going tonight. Our show might be over, but you know what we're going to do. NBCPalmSprings.com. Go to the website, go to programs, click on The Rogan Report. Content from our show from tonight will be up there. Content from our past shows as well. Appreciate you watching. Have a pleasant evening. Wheel of Fortune is next.